Peace, everyone. Welcome back to Giganomics. And if you've been thinking about starting a senior errand service, a local carrier business, or even medical carrier work, but you keep stopping yourself because you think you need an LLC, commercial insurance, a $20,000 cargo van, a bonded certificate, a business bank account, and a contract drafted by lawyers, understand me on this. Most of you are not stuck because you're unqualified. You're stuck because you're overwhelmed. And the fear of doing it wrong is stopping you from doing it at all. Today, we're gonna break this down. What you need now, what you need later, what you can delay, and how to move responsibly without going broke before your first client. Let's jump into it. So a lot of people think if I don't have everything in place, I'm illegal, and that's not true. There's a difference between operating recklessly and just starting out lean. At Giganomics, I encourage the full setup, but I also understand the economy is tight and people are struggling. And spending $2,000 before landing one client, that's not always realistic. So here's your mindset. Build structure first, get a client, and then scale protection based on your actual needs. You automatically become a sole proprietor the moment you start making money. No paperwork is required. If you operate under your legal name, you're legally operating. So for an example, John Smith Senior Errand Service, that's a sole proprietor, and that's it. No filing required to start this. If you want to operate under a business name like Elite Senior Concierge, then you may need a DBA file with your county, and it usually costs around $25 to $100 filing fee, simple paperwork, and it's not that complicated. You don't need this to test your service. You need this when you're ready to start branding, when you want a business bank account under the name, or you printing your flyers. An LLC protects your personal assets, and that's important. But here's the truth. A LLC, it doesn't replace insurance, and it doesn't magically make you professional. You can start as a sole proprietor, get your clients, then form your LLC once your revenue is consistent, your risk exposure increases, and you start entering facilities on a regular. I recommend an LLC eventually, but it does not need to block your first step. And this is where a lot of people panic. So I'm gonna break it down as clear as I can. There are three main types that you hear about. One, personal auto insurance, and most of you already have this. But here's the key. You need to ask your insurer, do my policy allow occasional business use? Some companies allow limited business use for an additional fee, and some do not. If you transporting seniors, delivering items for pay, or doing carrier work, then you need clarity. Don't assume. You need to contact your agent. So this is required when you operate in full-time, you transport medical goods, and you contracted with businesses, or if you're thinking about scaling seriously. The cost is $300 to $1,500 a month, just depending on what state you live in, your driving record, the level of coverages, and what type of vehicle you have. But here's what no one tells you. You don't need a $1,500 a month commercial insurance policy before you even make your first $200. You need clarity, you need risk awareness, and you need to upgrade when the scale demanded. So this protects you if you drop something in someone's house, you break something, or someone trips over you or any of your equipment, or property damage occur. It usually costs $25 to $60 a month for small operators, and this is affordable and it's smart once you start entering homes on a regular. A lot of drivers don't know this, but certain insurance companies, they offer commercial day policies, weekly commercial coverages, ride shares endorsements, and business use add-ons. And some of these companies, the check is Progressive Commercial, Next Insurance, Hiscox, and Timble. And short-term policies, they could be useful for when you testing a new service, you running short contracts, or you even doing the rent work. Always verify with your state and the laws that's required. So bonding is not required for most senior errand businesses. Bonding is usually required when you're working with government contracts, you handling high value goods, or you working inside facilities that require it. A lot of beginners think I need to be bonded, and you likely don't. That comes later when the facility you're working with, they request it or the contracts demand it. So here's the Giganomic approach. 1, build your service structure. 2, define your pricing. 3, land a client. 4, confirm the demand. And 5, upgrade protection proportionally. If you can afford your LLC, commercial insurance, and bonding up front, by all means, do it. That's a strong starting point. But if you can't, don't stay frozen. You got to move smart, start small, stay transparent, and upgrade as your revenue grows. Now, let's not get reckless. Before servicing anyone, you will absolutely need a clear pricing structure, a written service agreement, a spending limit policy, a payment confirmation system, and insurance clarity. Not perfection, just clarity on what you covered and what's protected. The reason that a lot of people never start is because they try to build a skyscraper before laying the foundation. They spend $3,000 forming an LLC, $2,000 on insurance, and $30,000 on a cargo van. And they don't even know if the city wants the service that they're offering. Test your demand first, and then you scale later. At Giganomics, I don't promote you operating illegally, lying to insurers, cutting corners, or scamming the seniors. I do promote, though, you starting intelligently, scaling responsibly, and protecting your profit, and always avoiding unnecessary debt. There's a big difference. If you've been stuck thinking, I can't start until I have everything, this is your sign. Build your structure, land some work, and upgrade legally and financially as your exposure grows. If you want me to create a startup protection checklist or legal setup roadmap for beginners, comment legal roadmap. And until next time, y'all stay safe, stay blessed, get to your hustle. Peace.